Today we'll be talking about Togepi, the first baby Pokemon that isn't a pre-evolution, and the first Pokemon to evolve using high friendship introduced in Gen 2. Similarly, it's the first base stage Pokemon to evolve using high friendship. I believe it's also the first Pokemon to have an egg appear in the anime, as well as the first Pokemon to hatch from an egg in the anime. Its previous PYC dates are August 19th, 1996, June 10th, 1999, March 31st, 2002, January 19th, 2005, November 10th, 2007, August 31st, 2010, June 21st, 2013, April 11th, 2016, January 31st, 2019, and November 21st, 2021. I, like many, know this Pokemon to be the first Gen 2 Pokemon to be a main character in the anime. Originally, I thought the anime created Togepi, but when I learned that many Gen 2 Pokemon were designed during the development of the Gen 1 games, I figured the anime chose Togepi from the Pokemon that would become Pokemon in Gen 2. Anyway, let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we'll be talking about Togepi, the Spike Ball Pokemon, whose number is 0-175. This is what it looks like. Type is Fairy. Abilities, Hustle or Serene Grace. Super Luck is its hidden ability. Gender ratio is 87.5% male and 12.5% female. Catch rate is 190 or 35.2%. Breeding is egg group, no eggs discovered. Hatch time is 10 cycles. Height 1 foot or 0.3 meters. Weight 3.3 pounds or 1.5 kilograms. Base experience yield is 74 in Gen 2 through 4, and 49 in 5+. Leveling rate is fast, EV yield is 1, and special defense, shape is that, footprint is that. Pokedex color is white, and base friendship is 70. Togepi is a fairy-type baby Pokemon introduced in Gen 2. Prior to Gen 6, it was a normal-type Pokemon. It evolves into Togetic when leveled up with high friendship, which evolves into Togekiss when exposed to a shiny stone. Biology, Togepi is a small, light yellow Pokemon with a rounded, egg-shaped body. After hatching from its egg, Togepi's body remains encased in its eggshell. That shell has a white base color and rounded, mostly unfilled shapes, with thick borders that are either red or blue. Dot the shell on all sides. Sticking out of its shell, Togepi has stubby, rounded cone arms and round feet with 2 toes each. Togepi has thin black oval eyes with thin black arcs on their outer sides. Its head has 5 round-tipped conical spikes that seem to form a crown. It also has semi-oval brown pads on the soles of its feet. The anime has shown that it can retract into its shell, which it usually does to sleep. And as mentioned in Pokemon Sleep, Togepi is known to roll around in its shell while sleeping. It is able to siphon the positive energy of others, storing that happiness in its shell, and then release it to those in need of it. Early TCG cards state that Togepi is able to release poison from the spikes on its head, which it uses to chase away enemies. It has a very joyful nature. As a result, it is said that it shares its joy with those who take care of it. Because of its disposition, Togepi is seen as a sign of good luck, especially if a trainer is capable of getting a sleeping Togepi to stand. Togepi's innocent smile is said to calm the soul. It is also shown in the anime that Togepi can act very maliciously at times, causing havoc and bad luck to its enemies, and that, when necessary, Togepi can fly or levitate, despite lacking wings. Togepi are born within the Togepi paradise, and appear to humans to spread kindness. It is rare in the wild, but can most commonly be found in forests. After its mission of spreading kindness is complete, it will eventually return to the Togepi paradise. Evolution, Togepi evolves into Togetic, which evolves into Togekiss. So Togepi, Togetic, Togekiss. And so you can see the fairy flying together. That's, I think, new. Game data, NPC appearances, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Time, and Explorers of Darkness. Togepi is the leader of Team Glee, along with Politoed and Ledyba. Pokedex entries, Gen 2 and Gold. The shell seems to be filled with joy. It is said that it will share good luck when treated kindly. Silver, a proverb claims that happiness will come to anyone who can make a sleeping Togepi stand up. Crystal, it is considered to be a symbol of good luck. Its shell is said to be filled with happiness. For Stadium 2, if you have Pokemon Red, Silver, or Crystal inserted, you get the Gold entry, but if you have Pokemon Blue, Gold, or Yellow inserted, you get the Silver entry. In Gen 3, in Ruby and Sapphire, as its energy, Togepi uses the positive emotions of compassion and pleasure exuded by people and Pokemon. This Pokemon stores up feelings of happiness inside its shell, then shares them with others. Emerald, as its energy, it uses the feelings of compassion and pleasure exuded by people and Pokemon. It stores up happy feelings in its shell, then shares them out. Fire Red is the Silver entry, and Leaf Green is the Gold entry. In Generation 4, Diamond and Pearl, its shell is said to be stuffed with happiness that it shares with kind-hearted people. Platinum, it transforms the kindness and joy of others into happiness, which it stores in its shell. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are their Gold and Silver counterparts. The Gen 5 Pokedex entries are Platinum's entry. In Gen 6, X is the Gold entries and Leaf Green's entry. Y is basically the Soul Silver entries and Fire Red's entry, but Togepi is now the correct casing. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are basically their Ruby and Sapphire counterparts, but Togepi and Pokemon are now the correct casing. In Gen 8, Sword is the Gold entries, Leaf Green's entry, and X's entry. Shield is the Crystal entry. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are their Diamond and Pearl counterpart. In Legends Arceus, this ovate creature is frequently mistaken for a moving egg when encountered out in the fields or in the mountains. Its guileless smile soothes the soul. Game locations, side game locations. Held items in Black 2 and White 2, you get the Rage Candy Bar as an in-game trade 100% of the time. Legends Arceus, for normal, you get a Leppa Berry 30% of the time. Vivid Choke 15% of the time. Grid items by level. Alpha, EXP Candy S 100% of the time. Seed of Mastery 10% of the time. And grid items by level. Still don't know how the math works. Stats, base stats, HP 35, attack 20, defense 65, special attack 40, special defense 65, speed 20, for a total of 245. Pokeathlon stats. Type effectiveness, damage to normally by normal, flying, ground, rock, ghost, fire, water, grass, electric, psychic, ice, and fairy. Weak to poison and steel for double, immune to dragon, resistant to fighting, bug, and dark for half. Notes, if this Pokemon is given a ring target, the effectiveness of dragon-type moves is 1, so it would go from 0 to 1. Due to the conversion to fairy type, the effectiveness of ghost type moves was 0, so from 0 to 1. Dragon type, dark type, steel type, bug type, and poison type moves was 1. So for dragon type, it went from 1 to 0. Dark type, 1 to half. Steel, 1 to 2. Bug, 1 to half. And poison, 1 to 2. And fighting moves was 2 prior to Gen 6, so that went from 2 to half. Learn set by leveling up in Sword and Shield, and Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. 1. Growl and Pound. 4. Sweet Kiss. 8. Life Dew. 12. Charm. 16. Ancient Power. 20. Yawn. 24. Metronome. 28. After You. 32. Double Edge. 36. Safeguard. 40. Follow Me. 44. Baton Pass. 48. Last Resort. And 52. Wish. In Legends Arceus. At 1, it learns Tackle, and it masters it at 10. At 6, it learns Fairy Wind, and masters it at 15. At 11, it gets Draining Kiss, and masters it at 20. At 18, it learns Calm Mind, and masters it at 28. At 25, it learns Baby Doll Eyes, and masters it at 35. At 34, it gets Extrasensory, and masters it at 45. And at 43, it gets Moonblast, and masters it at 54. By TM/TR in Sword and Shield. TRs are a thing that exists in Sword and Shield. So what we do is we say TM00, Mega Punch, and then I'll do that again when I go to the TRs. So TM 1, Mega Kick, 11 Solar Beam, 14 Thunder Wave, 17 Light Screen, 18 Reflect, 19 Safeguard, 21 Rest, 24 Snore, 25 Protect, 29 Charm, 31 Attract, 33 Rain Dance, 34 Sunny Day, 39 Facade, 40 Swift, 41 Helping Hand, 59 Fling, 76 Round, 87 Draining Kiss, and 92 Mystical Fire. For TRs, TR01, Body Slam, 2 Flamethrower, 11 Psychic, 14 Metronome, 15 Fire Blast, 19 Tri Attack, 20 Substitute, 25 Psyshock, 26 Endure, 27 Sleep Talk, 29 Baton Pass, 30 Encore, 33 Shadow Ball, 34 Future Sight, 35 Uproar, 38 Trick, 42 Hyper Voice, 68 Nasty Plot, 69 Zen Headbutt, 77 Grass Knot, 82 Stored Power, 85 Workup, 90 Play Rough, and 92 Dazzling Gleam. So for Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, it doesn't have any TRs, so we just say TM 3 Water Pulse, 10 Workup, 11 Sunny Day, 16 Light Screen, 17 Protect, 18 Rain Dance, 20 Safeguard, 21 Dazzling Gleam, 22 Solar Beam, 29 Psychic, 30 Shadow Ball, 32 Double Team, 33 Reflect, 34 Shockwave, 35 Flame Thrower, 38 Fire Blast, 42 Facade, 44 Rest, 45 Attract, 56 Fling, 58 Endure, 63 Nasty Plot, 70 Flash, 73 Thunder Wave, 77 Psych Up, 82 Sleep Talk, 85 Dream Eater, 86 Grass Knot, 87 Swagger, 90 Substitute, and 98 Rock Smash. By breeding in Sword and Shield, this group gives you Aerial Ace, this group gives you Extra Sensory, this group gives you Morning Sun, this group gives you Peck, this group gives you Present, and this group gives you Psycho Shift. In Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, this group gives you Extra Sensory, this group gives you Future Sight, this group gives you Morning Sun, this group gives you Peck, this group gives you Present, this group gives you Psycho Shift, and this group gives you Stored Power. By tutoring, there's nothing in Sword and Shield and Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. For Legends Arceus, you get Baby Doll Eyes, Calm Mind, Dazzling Gleam, Flamethrower, Mystical Fire, Play Rough, Psychic, Rest, Rock Smash, Shadow Ball, Swift, Tri-Attack, Water Pulse, and Zen Headbutt. By transfer from another generation, from 5 through 7, you get Bestow, that doesn't work anymore. 4, you get Captivate, that doesn't work anymore. 6 and 7, you get Confide. 3, you get Counter. 5 through 7, you get Covet. 2, you get Curse. 2 and 3, you get Defense Curl. 2, you get Detect. 2 through 7, you get Double Team and Dream Eater. 5 through 7, you get Echo to Voice. 4 through 7, you get Endeavor. 2 and 4 through 6, you get Flash, that doesn't work anymore. In 2 through 7, you get Foresight and Frustration, that doesn't work anymore. 2 and 4, you get Headbutt. From 4 to 7, you get Heal Bell. 2 through 7, you get Hidden Power, that doesn't work anymore. 5 and 6, you get Incinerate. 4 through 7, you get Lucky Chant and Magic Coat. Lucky Chant doesn't work anymore. 3, you get Mimic. 2 through 7, you get Mirror Move, that doesn't work anymore. 2 through 4, you get Mud Slap. 4, you get Natural Gift, that doesn't work anymore. 2 through 7, you get Psych Up and Return. Return doesn't work anymore. 2, 5, and 6, you get Rock Smash. 2 through 4, you get Rollout. 3 through 7, you get Secret Power. That doesn't work anymore. 3, you get Seismic Toss. From 3, 4, 6, and 7, you get Shockwave. From 4 through 7, you get Signal Beam. That doesn't work anymore. 3, you get Soft Boiled. 2 through 7, you get Swagger. 5 and 7, you get Telekinesis. That doesn't work anymore. 2 through 7, you get Toxic. 3, 4, 6, and 7, you get Water Pulse, and 2, you get Zap Cannon. Side game data, you got all this, yep. Pokemon Ranger, Guardian Signs in the browser entry. It creates hearts around itself that make Pokemon tired. You got all this, Pokemon Sleep. It rolls around in its shell as it sleeps. Legend has it that happiness will come to those who can successfully stand up a sleeping Togepi. So you got Rocking Sleep, Overturned Sleep, Shell-Tucked Sleep, and a Top Belly Sleep. Costumes in Pokemon Go, you get the Flower Crown, that's cute. Evolution data, Togepi, level up with High Friendship, Togetic. Shiny Stone, you get Togekiss. So I guess you can breed this one, and probably this one to get Togepi. Sprites here. So, oh, that's interesting, that it's black? I can't say I was expecting that, considering the anime definitely has it as red and blue. I was not expecting, like, this reddish pink and black to be the colors, and then blue to be this one's. That's very interesting. It must be something to do with technical limitations or something. You can see the spot on its feet. You can see how it's red and blue. That's cute. Yep. But otherwise, yeah, pretty much what I expected. I've seen it. I saw it in the anime long before, these games. So, well, not long before these games came out, but, long before I ever saw these. So, anyway, but yeah, more or less it's going to be the same, probably. So, Gen 3, we got, more, got the reds, a little bit of pink, got the blues, shapes and stuff. Got the lighter, sort of cream-colored body, for the most part, or... yeah, I guess this is more like a tan for the shiny. Yep. Then it's kind of, I guess, that's kind of more yellowy. This is more actual, like, cream colored, and that's, I don't know, it's kind of almost a reddish tan, I guess. I don't know, it's a little bit darker in color. This one's different. Well, Platinum's, yeah. It's a little bit darker in Platinum. Almost an orangish, I guess. Yeah, almost peach colored, I guess. Yeah, but probably not much is gonna change. Yeah, Gen 5, we get the full back sprites. Okay, then Gen 6, you get kind of the more the modern colors, I guess, even though they haven't really changed that much. Yeah, those aren't gonna really change that much. I think the face might change a little bit. In Gen 8 here, so you got the ones with Sword and Shield, and then the ones in Legends Arceus. You can see how different they are. How these are more fully modeled, while those are more textured. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, home, yeah, you can see how different they are. Other sprites, gold and silver credit sprite, so there's pink just for the body, that's interesting. In the anime, Togepi in the anime, so Misty Togepi is the big one. You got a Togepi egg in the anime, that's also pretty big, because I think it was the first egg in the actual anime, so that's pretty cool. Pokedex entry is in episode 50, in Ash's Pokedex. Togepi, an egg Pokemon. Specific information about this Pokemon is still unavailable. Prior to Gen 2, Togepi was known as the Egg Pokemon instead of the Spike Ball Pokemon. In the same episode, in the same Pokedex, Togepi is imprinted with the image of the first thing it sees after it hatches, thinking this is its mother. In the first Pikachu short, Dexter, Togepi, the Egg Pokemon. It exhibits a low tolerance for hunger. It is able to communicate this condition in a very effective manner by crying loudly. In Advanced Generations, episode 44 in May's Pokedex, Togepi, the Spike Ball Pokemon. Togepi is said to exude a relaxing aura that grows stronger when treated nicely. In episode 45 in the same Pokedex, Togepi, the Spike Ball Pokemon. Togepi is filled with an energy that makes people happy. When treated well, Togepi shares this energy with others, but when it comes near a human with an impure heart, this energy quickly disappears, leaving Togepi exhausted. In Diamond and Pearl, episode 142, in Dawn's Pokedex, Togepi, the Spike Ball Pokemon. Happiness is stored in Togepi's shell, and it shares its happiness with kind-hearted people. In the manga, Togepi in Pokemon Adventures, being quite angry. Got a Togepi egg in Pokemon Adventures. Got all this. The TCG. Other appearances, Super Smash Bros. Melee / Brawl. When released from a Pokeball, Togepi will use Metronome, which will trigger Nightshade, Magnitude, Sing, Ice Beam, or Leech Seed. Melee trophy information. These adorable Spike Ball Pokemon hatch from eggs given out by Professor Elm's assistant. Common superstition holds that their shells are chock full of happiness, and that they become good luck charms when handled with kindness. It's impossible to predict which ability a Togepi will call upon when it uses its Metronome move, so you better be ready. Brawl trophy information. A Spike Ball Pokemon. It's said that its shell is filled with joy, and a proverb asserts that if you can get a sleeping Togepi to stand up, you will gain happiness. Togepi can lower its opponent's attack power using Charm. Once it has become friends with its trainer, Togepi evolves into Togetic. Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS / Wii U. Togepi once again appears as a Pokeball summon. After being released, it will use Metronome to trigger either Nightshade, causes stage darkness, Leech Seed, plants flower for gradual damage, Hypnosis, puts to sleep, Icy Wind freezes, or Earthquake traps in the ground. Togepi also appears as a trophy in both versions of the game, so you can see that here, Togepi trophy in Super Smash Bros. For 3DS. Trophy information in the North America version. This fairy-type Pokemon grows by feeding off the happiness, fun, and kindness of others. It's always filled with joy. In Super Smash Bros., Togepi uses the unpredictable Metronome move on foes. This move can cause drowsiness, damaging flower growth, or stage darkness. Pal, a fairy-type Pokemon that's always sunny side up. It can siphon positive energy from people and spread it across the world. Its Metronome attack can have a wide variety of effects. Maybe it'll plunge the stage into darkness. Maybe it'll plant damage-dealing seeds on fighters' heads. Whatever it does, Togepi will leave fighters scrambling. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Togepi returns as a Pokemon summoned from the Pokeball, retaining its behavior from previous games. Togepi also appears as a spirit. Pokemon Mini, Togepi appears in the Pokemon minigame Togepi's Great Adventure. Pokemon Detective Pikachu and Togepi appear in Detective Pikachu. Well, a few do. Not usually only one in one scene at a time, though. Trivia. Togepi is the second Gen 2 Pokemon after Ho to appear in the Kanto saga of the anime. It is also the first future generation Pokemon with a known name at the time of its appearance to appear in the anime. Togepi was the first Gen 2 Pokemon to appear in a Pokemon video game. It made an appearance in Hey You Pikachu, which was released in Japan on December 12th, 1998, almost a full year before the first Gen 2 games, Pokemon Gold and Silver, were released on November 21st, 1999. The Super Smash Bros. Melee, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS trophies incorrectly state that Togepi's first appearance was in Pokemon Gold and Silver. While baby Pokemon are often revealed before the generation they debuted in, Togepi is so far the only such Pokemon to be revealed before its evolved form. On the DVD scene selection screen for Mewtwo Strikes Back, Togepi is listed as Pokemon 152. All of Togepi's anime Pokedex entries during Season 1 refer to it as an egg Pokemon. This is due to the real category, Spike Ball Pokemon, not being known at the time. The Togepi that hatched from the egg from Mr. Pokemon in Heart Gold and Soul Silver knows Extrasensory, a move normally only available as an egg move. As a consequence, the father could only be a Hoot Hoot, a Noctowl, a Togetic, or a Togekiss that knew Extrasensory. In Pokemon Rumble Blast, when Togepi is attacking, it makes a different cry to its usual one. When it faints, however, the normal fainting cry it makes in the other games is heard. Togepi is tied with Marill and Azurill for having the lowest base attack of all fairy-type Pokemon. This 9th point I did in the Caterpie video. Togepi appears in Pokemon Battle Chess. To use it, one must have their egg damaged 3 times, then Togepi hatches and behaves like a king piece in chess. When the player loses their Togepi, they lose. So, you can see Togepi in Pokemon Battle Chess up here for some reason. Togepi and Absol are the only non-flying type Pokemon that can have Super Luck as their ability, although Togepi does evolve into a flying type. There's no period. And this last point I read in the Cleffa video. Origin. Togepi appears to be based on the concept of a baby hatchling of a number of species of animals. It could also possibly be based on an egg, with its evolved forms based loosely on birds. Due to its tendency to bring luck, either good or bad, Togepi is possibly based on the Dokaibi, a Korean mythological goblin that brings bad luck and good luck to anyone. This might explain why Togepi can have super luck as its hidden ability. Name origin. Togepi and Togepi may be a combination of Toga, spike, and Pio, onomatopoeia for a bird chirping. In other languages, references, see also external links to the baby Pokemon, even though it shouldn't be classified as a baby Pokemon, and to the Super Smash Bros. Series. That's it. Let's move on. Now let's watch Togepi's first scene in the anime. Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we are watching episode 50, quite fittingly, Who Gets to Keep Togepi? In this episode, the main Team Rocket team, consisting of Jesse, James, Meowth, Arbok, and Weezing, have stolen a mysterious egg that Ash, the main character, and his traveling companions Brock and Misty, as well as his faithful Pokemon Pikachu, found earlier in the series. And Ash and friends tracked down Team Rocket to this cabin, and now the egg is finally hatching.
It's
Ash, Brock,
Yeah, it's about to hatch.
Pikachu,
Hey,
Misty.
let me see.
There it is, anyway. Togepi! Okay, so that is Togepi's first scene in the anime. Let's move on. Now let's watch Togepi's scenes of Detective Pikachu. Hello and welcome to the Detective Pikachu portion of the video, or as I like to call it, Detective Togepi, as it's only the frames will Togepi to the best of my ability. So, in the film, Tim Goodman, the main character, has met Detective Pikachu, a talking Pikachu, and they have come to this underground Pokemon fight club in Rhyme City, a city where humans and Pokemon coexist, to try to track down Tim's father, Harry Goodman, who's missing. You can see the Togepi down here. It's owned by one of the people. I don't know who exactly this is. It's just one of the fans, maybe, or maybe someone who's associated. So this is the owner of the club. He's going to confront Tim and Detective Pikachu since he recognizes Detective Pikachu.
Wow. I'd like to see this guy's internet search history.
Who are you? Well, that Pikachu Thunderbolt almost wrecked my pride. And nobody comes into my place.
So, what he was explaining is that he almost wrecked his prized Charizard. He scratched him up. And so now he's challenged Tim and Detective Pikachu to a rematch between Charizard and Detective Pikachu. And now what's happened is, so Detective Pikachu has amnesia, so he can't remember how to use his powers. Charizard got the upper hand and knocked him to the fence, and so the crowd is reacting, including this Togepi. So, why its eyes are like this is because it has taken something called the R gas, which is a chemical that makes Pokemon go crazy. And so Tim has entered to help Detective Pikachu. So now, yeah, and so what has happened is that Detective Pikachu got on top of Charizard's head, making him kind of go crazy a little bit, and he knocked this guy down because he entered the ring to stop him from being in here, yeah. So he's been knocked down, so he had a bunch of vials of the R gas, and so now it's going to spread to the crowd, although I don't think we're going to see much of that scene. Yeah, okay.
That's
so,
great.
It's very twisty.
Oh, gosh. Okay, let's go back a little bit. So this scene right here, there's the Togepi down here in the corner. So what has happened is that they've been called by Howard Clifford, the founder of Rhyme City, who has just evolved his Eevee into a Flareon, and it's walking away.
That great.
It's very twisty.
So, because what's happening is that they just found out that Harry and Detective Pikachu knew Howard, and that Harry's last case before his disappearance was for Howard, or so they think, anyway. So that was, let's see, that was a hologram car, because Howard has the ability to show holograms because he's in a wheelchair and allows him to see the outside world. So this is the car crash that allegedly killed Tim's father, but not actually, as he explained. And so, this scene, so in the last scene, Howard explained that Mewtwo took Harry's soul, and so to find Harry, they had to find Mewtwo, which they did, but Mewtwo was captured by who they believed to be Roger Clifford, Howard's son. And so now Tim is telling Howard, and...
Mr. Clifford, your son.
So now what has been being revealed is that the Roger they thought they saw was actually a Ditto, and it's now transforming into Miss Norman, Howard's assistant. Revealing it's actually a Ditto. Now it's Loudred, blowing him away. So now we've cut to the end of the movie here. So it was revealed that the reason why Detective Pikachu could talk is because he had Harry's soul inside of him, and now the whole adventure's been over, so it's been separated. And you can see this guy here has a Togepi. Yes. So now we got that, you can kind of see it a little bit. So what was happening is that he was going to go home because he doesn't actually live in Rhyme City, but he decided to stay, so they're doing that. So we have this one, the Togepi on the luggage, which is probably my favorite Togepi in the film.
Coffee.
Yep. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Let's move on. Now let's talk about the TCG. I have 2 Togepi cards, but they're the same cards, so we'll treat them like there's only 1 card. It's the 9th Togepi card design. It's a colorless type, which I'm bringing up since Fairy type would eventually be added to the TCG before being dropped, and Fairy type Pokemon would be given the Psychic type card typing. It was illustrated by Ken Sugimori. It's an interesting image since it's a slightly tilted official art on a photo background. But unlike most art that's a drawn image with a real background, Togepi isn't in the environment, and usually, Ken Sugimori art has a background that isn't a photo. It's usually just a background that fits the Pokemon. Anyway, Togepi has 50 HP. It's 1 foot and 3.3 pounds. It has 2 moves, Yawn and Find a Friend. In the video games, Yawn is a move introduced in Gen 3. It makes the opponent drowsy and causes them to fall asleep at the end of their next turn, unless they have a conflicting status condition. On this card, it costs 1 of any energy and causes the opponent's Pokemon to fall asleep. Find a Friend is not a move from the video games. On this card, it costs 1 energy. The player flips a coin. If they get heads, they can search their deck for a Pokemon card. If they do, they show the opponent. The player then puts it in their hand and shuffles their deck. It's weak to fighting for plus 10 damage. It has no resistance, which is odd since it could have been resistant to fighting, grass, or darkness, as it's resistant to fighting, bug, often represented as grass in the TCG, and darkness in the TCG, in the video games. It costs 1 of any energy to retreat. In the bottom right corner is the Great Encounters expansion symbol. Togepi's description reads, "Its shell is then to be stocked with happiness that it shares with kind-hearted people." This is the Pokedex entry in Pokemon Diamond Pearl, Brilliant Diamond, and Shining Pearl. Togepi is level 4. I don't have a Togetic card, so the next Pokemon with a card I'll be talking about is Marill. Now let's see why people love Togepi. Now let's look at fan art. Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. For those of you familiar with the series, you might be wondering why we're in the single image, and that's because this is the only image we'll be doing today. So this is Togekiss Express by Missy Panna. So you've got, maybe have or had a Tumblr called Zimmame. Oh, that's cool. So you can see here a Togekiss, with a bunch of Togepi riding on top, and there's a couple Togetic in front of it. It's a very nice image. They're all flying in the sky. It's very nice, and the rainbow and all that. It's very, very well done. You can see all the shapes, and that's kind of fun. And again, it's very well done. That's it. Let's move on. Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I'll be streaming this morning at 9 a.m. CMT, Central Mountain Time, where I'll catch a ladybug and try to evolve it into Ledian, and try to evolve Croconaw into Feraligatr. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Togetic at 9 a.m. CMT. Tomorrow I'll be streaming the PYC live here on Green Tie Productions to celebrate this channel's 10th anniversary. As always, this is my proper outfit, and you'll see me, well, this morning if you join the stream, or tomorrow morning if you join tomorrow's stream.